First of all, I think this is a very sad and tragic moment in the history of our community. This is a very tragic loss of a young human life, a 22-year-old young man whose life was taken almost before it even began. And that's always a great tragedy, and I think each of us feel some loss as any one human life is taken, because no person is an island unto themselves. We are a community. It has left a family in shock and in grief. I know that there are a number of investigations underway. There is an internal investigation, as I understand it, being conducted by Bay Area Rapid Transit. There is also an external investigation underway. I've been in communication with Mr. Orloff, the district attorney, who has indicated that there is a simultaneous, independent, and parallel investigation also going forward, so that the facts upon which they may choose to act or not act will not be solely dependent upon the internal investigation, but also upon the facts and details derived from this parallel and independent and simultaneous investigation. But even that said, at the end of the day, I know that there's a great cry for determining culpability in this situation, and my hope is that that would be done with as much speed and deliberation as possible, because this community is hurting. I could not answer you specifically about what that time frame would be, but my sense of it as I talked with people was more like weeks than a matter of days, but that's just my thought. But even at the end of that, it doesn't return this young life. It doesn't return this young father. It doesn't return this young son. It doesn't return this young person who should have had an opportunity to reach the total potential of his human life. And therein lies the reality. A person has died, and nothing can change that. But we have to make sure that anytime a life is taken, we make every effort to try to determine culpability, and certainly when it involves the public sector of our community, we must be extraordinarily diligent, because human life in the hands of the public sector, that has to be a test that a high wall, a high standard must ultimately be achieved. And so my concern here is that they move expeditiously. My last comment, and I would just offer this, I was inspired by a brilliant, prophetic, articulate black man whose name was Martin Luther King. And he taught me that nonviolence was not simply a tactic for change, but an alternate way to live. It's important in our community, even as we feel pain, as we feel sorrow, even as we feel anger, that we contain that in some way. Because as we handle ourselves in this moment, so shall our children handle conflict. And I think that in a community that's trying to get its hands around violence, that it's important for us to maintain the integrity of a peaceful community going forward, even in this moment of great anger, great loss, and great tragedy.